Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to go through a quick video that I've trying to put together for you guys of a lake that I just started fishing. It's brand new to me, and this is the first fish of the day. I've been here for about 20 minutes, and massive explosion on the water. So this is a good indication of how my day was going to go. I didn't realize that at the time, but I got 61-degree air temps that day. Very overcast, 7-mile-an-hour winds on and off, and the water temperature was at 77 degrees. Bass are already off their beds and they're already starting to chunk back up, and this really was an indication of how my day was going to go, and I didn't know it at the time. So I was very pleased with the fact that I came to this lake, and this is a new lake, and I was able to do this well. The lake that I'm fishing is actually a glacial lake, so it has it's got very shallow sides, and they're not that far out. It's only about 10 feet off the bank, and it's 2 to 4 feet max. Then what happens is it drops down another foot or two, and it shelves off for about 10 feet, and then it just drops straight down to 19. So all I fished this entire day was a Pop Max by Megabass and a Booyah Frog, and I would tend to cast right up as far to the bank as I could, and then work it back right up until I felt that's about where the drop off started, and then I just rip them right back in and cast them back out. All of my fish were caught in that area, so I wanted to keep moving at the time. I wanted to kind of fish the whole lake and get an idea what was out there. So I just tended to keep on moving and keep on throwing baits that I could work pretty quickly. I didn't drop any finesse baits. I didn't drop any crankbaits or anything like that. Again, another decent fish. I'm fishing out of a 2016 Hobie Proangler, and I'm using a Lowrance Elite 7 TI fish finder chart plotter combo with the TI transducer. And for an occasion like this, when you got a new body of water, the TI transducer with the side scan and the down scan was pretty much invaluable to me, because as I came across structure on the drop off or right after the drop off where it leveled out, anytime I came across it, I would actually just set a flag and type in something real quick. So when I come back to this lake, I'll be more apt to slow down the amount of movement I do and start fishing finesse baits, or maybe throw a deep diver on for those the 19-foot drop offs. But I was pretty impressed with the amount of structure that is off of there. However, I didn't see a whole lot of fish. It seemed like everything that I was working and everything that I was casting to is where the fish seemed to be. For example, these pads that you're seeing right up against the side of my kayak, that's actually like 7 feet of water, and that's why the lily pads become more spurious. So I found that what I would do is I wanted to stay farther back out because the water got shallow real quick, and I didn't want to spook any fish. So what I would do is I would lean over the side of the kayak and I'd fill the frog with water, and that allowed me to get quite a bit farther, considerably farther out, away from the kayaking, farther in the shore, and a lot more workability time on the rod, in order to fish a more thorough area as heavily as I did. For today, I tended to stay with 2 rods only. For my frog, I used a 7-foot medium heavy action Shimano compre, and that was matched with a Shimano Stratic 3000 CI14 model, 20-pound test braid from Power Pro, and a 14-pound fluoro leader from Seagar. And the other rod that I used with my top water was a 7-foot medium action compre with a 3000 series sustain from Shimano, And the same line set up a 20-pound Power Pro braided main line with a 14-pound fluoro leader from Seagar. This fish in particular gave me a hard time as far as unhooking it, and I've never ever seen anything like this to me. It was pretty bizarre. As I got this fish in and I lipped him and brought him into the boat, most fish I can work free with my hands on a frog. This guy actually had it right on the edge of his gullet, and he was sucking in the two skirt legs. He was actually working his muscles to try to keep on pulling that frog into him. He just didn't want to give it up. So I tend to play with him for a lot longer than I would normally play with a fish. And I get right to the point where I'm like, the heck with it, just give it to him and cut the line because I don't want to injure him. And at that point, he finally said, you know what, fine, I'll just give it to you. And he almost spat it right out to me. So I was pleased with that entire finishing. He was returned healthy. He was returned safe. But again, just very bizarre. I've never seen him work it, a fish work in muscles like that to try to continue to swallow the bait even after caught. Again, as you can see, I'm pretty far off of that. I'm actually in about 19 feet of water there. And the GoPro kind of does the illusion that you're a lot farther away, but that's quite a bit away. I had at least 40, 50 feet of pads from the bank to where they started thinning out. And this in particular fish, as I get him, and I'm trying to get him up out of the weeds and the pads and Agelia that's in there, he actually spun himself around a big clump of lily pads. And the Hobie Proangler is an amazing kayak to fish out of. It's a very stable kayak. It's got a lot of room on it. However, the turning radius on this machine is terrible. And you'll see me, I already did. I pulled up the skeg, and I still have to make a 360-degree circle around this fish in order to accommodate him to get him into the boat and get him unhooked. So it was kind of time consuming. I didn't mind that. I just wanted to make sure for the well-being of the fish. But like I said, as you can see, I'm making a full loop all the way around the fish, trying to get him back to where I can work with him again. And we get him in the boat, and we're going to give him a quick unhook. No problems with that. Quick shot for the camera, and he's ready to go back. This guy on the second shake, he throws my frog. Not a bad fish again. A lot of energy on the frogs, and pretty willing to cooperate as far as hitting the baits. Alright, well, I hope you liked this video. I'll stop talking so you guys can just finish watching it. If you liked it, please let me know that you liked it. Leave comments below if you need to. Let me know what you liked and what you didn't like about the video. And, check me out on the Instagram page. It's New England Kayak Fishing on Instagram. And thanks so much for watching.